Welcome back to another episode. Today's topic continues on the content train, but talking about seasons. So, if you haven't been aware, there are seasons when it actually comes to content. And just as seasons work with regards to time, well, so does that with regards to seasons for content. So, the best and easiest way to think about them is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. They are your past, your present, and your future. So, what is special about the seasons? Well, the biggest thing about seasons is that the seasons they have memories, right? And so the seasons really represent change. And whether you like to think about it or not, change happens every day. And for the very fact that yesterday, today was tomorrow or was the future, yesterday is in the past, but it was today at one point. And as we keep going back, anything that was, let's say, in the present has become the past. So everything's connected. That's the biggest thing. Seasons essentially indicate that there's change, but that everything's connected. So what does that actually mean for you? All right. So one thing I want to do to kind of put everything into context is to put in perspective yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I'd like to do that with actually three quotes. So you can't change yesterday. Whatever happened yesterday, that's set in stone. But if you don't reflect on it, you're doomed to repeat it. Now, I actually put that quote together, and I think it's very fitting because no one ever thinks so much about changing the past. They attempt to do so every now and then by, let's say, changing the future based on what they do today, but the past is the past. There's nothing you can do to change it. However, it has value. And the value is understanding what happened in the past. And the thing is, it doesn't even have to be your past. So that's the beautiful thing about the content piece. It does not have to be your past. You have a first person perspective on what happened in your past. But with regards to the past, you can look up pretty much anything that you want to learn and understand what actually happened. So that's the past. You can't change it, but you want to learn from it. And the reason you want to learn from it is so that it doesn't doom you to repeat it again in the future, especially if it created an outcome that you weren't really fond of. So that's the past. Now, if you talk about today, well, your future, tomorrow, is created by what you actually do today. And that's a quote by Robert Kiyosaki. That's a very powerful one. You may not like to think about the future. You may not want to think about what's coming tomorrow, but whatever you do today helps you prepare for that next step that is tomorrow. And that tomorrow, when it does come, that's going to be your present. And certain things you can do now, you can do today, they're going to put you in a better place tomorrow. And it has a compounding effect to it. It does not need to be big. It can be very small, but it just needs to be consistent. And as you improve on and continue with that consistency, things build, momentum builds, and momentum can do beautiful things when it actually comes to your future. So you have to do that stuff now. You have to do that stuff today. And that's why action is so important. If you wait, you can push it off again tomorrow. But if you do it now, it's going to prepare you for tomorrow. And then last but not least, if you plan to fail for tomorrow, if you fail to plan for tomorrow, you plan to fail. And that's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. I just put for tomorrow in there just to give it some context. But if you don't like, if you don't like what the present has or what the past has been, the only way to change that is with what comes tomorrow. And you actually have to plan for that. So put something together, figure out what you want, and create a pathway to actually get there. That's what tomorrow is all about. And tomorrow is something to look forward to. Just like the end of the day is something to look forward to. Even though it hasn't happened yet, you can create a vision in your mind of how it's actually going to turn out. And that's why it's important to move forward and actually do so. So change happens with growth and vice versa. Growth happens with change. And memory is the ability to remember and forget. And each of those is equally important. That allows growth to become a part of you in your comfort zone. So you need the memory of the seasons and you need the growth that can actually happen with change that actually comes from the seasons. And if you like to put this in the context of a vehicle, in the vehicle of life, your emotions are the gas pedal and your mind is the brake. Together, they control your speed. If you are moving so fast that you forgot yesterday, get lost in today, or become fearful of tomorrow, what happened to your brakes? Excellent question. Now, I wanted to cap that off with 2 quotes that you might remember for some popular movies. When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious beep. That was Doc from Back to the Future. And why can't we go backwards for once? Backwards, really fast. Fast as we can. Put the pedal to the metal, you know? That was Halliday in Ready Player One. And each of those contexts talks about moving really fast, but it talks nothing about brakes. And if you ever had seen Jurassic Park, it's really a big question of, yeah, they did something great, they did something big, but should they have done it? And that's where reflection and thinking about the decisions that actually come before you are super important. So you may have that extra oomph, whether it was in Back to the Future, Ready Player One, but the question is, what decisions are you making and why? Don't move so fast that you forget to reflect on them. So I hope you appreciate this lesson. I hope you appreciate the seasons of change, the seasons of content. It definitely has an impact on each and every one of us. But again, we have to think about the decisions that we make and what that actually means for our future. So until the next talk, I'll catch you later. All right, bye.